Coach, you guys promised us 18 innings. You kind of gave it to us in an unconventional way. Just take us through the emotions of the day.
That's funny. That's exactly the message I said between games. I said, my message before was, 18 innings at a minimum. And, this is what SEC baseball is. It's you got to ride the waves. When you're hot, you got to take advantage of it. You can't carry anything over to the second game. Our guys did a great job. It's historically very tough to sweep doubleheaders, just because human nature just allows you to kind of just take a step back and feel a little bit more satisfied. But I credit our guys. They battled all day, and it took a little bit of a unique, different finish there at the end. But they just kept playing baseball. They had fun today. They were with each other, and they battled. So it was cool.
Robbie,
you had some tough outings from your bullpen in the last couple of weeks. And today they were lights out, especially in this game. 7 2/3, I think, scoreless. What did you see from the effort from those guys, especially whenever the offense had kind of gone cold there in the middle innings?
Well, I think it's just back to the basics: commanding the ball, controlling counts. We talked a lot lately about elevating the fastball, but also pitching at the bottom of the zone. You got to be able to pitch at both height levels, and Nate did that today. Ryan did that today. Luke always does it. It's just one of those things where we need a little bit of a refresh, and it's nice to see those guys, especially Ryan and Nate, there in the second game, get into a rhythm.
Sam.
No, it's a small sample size, but 3-0 since you took over, 2 Rock Rule wins. Have you just noticed anything different, maybe with the demeanor of the team or just the approach of this week?
I mean, we're playing good. We're playing good in all 3 phases. I'm pleased with how we're swinging the bat. I'm pleased with how we're defending. Robbie, like you said, our bullpen's been a little bit better here the last couple of days. So I haven't really noticed anything different other than it seems like the guys are flying around and playing well together.
Robbie.
You had mentioned the other day, and it's been noticeable with this team. They like to steal bases. They like to create some chaos out there. It seemed like y'all held them down in the run game a good bit today. What was the execution level from that side of things?
Yeah, I mean, it was a priority this week. They create havoc and chaos, and I thought we did a good job early picking the guy at second. Of course, the big inning in the first game and the second, I think we kind of handed them a couple base runners, which, if you can make them earn their way on base, I think that's the recipe. But they take advantage of everything. So it's a very unique play style. They have a lot of really good athletes that run it and do a great job at it. It's very well coached. It just took like extra game management, extra emphasis on picks, and extra holds and breaks and things like that. And I thought our pitchers did a really good job of splitting their focus, picking when they were picking, and pitching and making pitches and high-level pitches when they were pitching.
Doug.
Coach, let's say Rome was not built in a day, but an SEC series was won in a day. So you've got momentum now, but how do you plan on getting the team going and keeping this momentum going forward?
I think tonight it's just hydrate, rest. I think the energy will take care of itself tomorrow. These guys, you should see them in the clubhouse. So I'm not really worried about keeping them going at this point. We just got to play good and clean baseball. Disciplined, fundamental, good, clean baseball.
Brendan.
Yeah, this team has lost a couple games, or a lot of games, like the first 2 or the 2 today. Even the first game was close for most of it. Just to see this team have a reversal of fortunes and come up clutch at times tonight. Just how did it feel to see that?
It was great. That's what you hope for. That's what you teach for. That's what you coach for. It's just to see those guys have those moments and put them in a position to have success and be a hero and in front of this crowd. Man, that's special. So those are the things that we're rooting for, and it was awesome to see us break through.
Take a few more, Ben.
Hunter Heights has started to look real locked in again the last couple of weeks. What kind of work has he put in, and how's he been able to sort of get back on track here?
Man, I think you saw the start of it on Tuesday night where he's going in the backside gap and willing to go through the 6-hole. And tonight, kind of our inspirational leader in a lot of ways is Noah Sullivan. You just watch the way that he handles his at-bats and how he battles and wins every pitch. And it's starting to wear off. I think you saw Hunter work a couple walks in the first game, and then I think he had two more in the second game. Those are walks that he hasn't always been willing to take, and those are the things where it tells me he's pretty locked in. Is when he's really doing damage on strikes. Of course, the home run is nice, but when he's laying off pitches, working good counts, and then willing to take a walk and pass the bat to the next guy.
Steve.
Coach, you mentioned working the running game in practice. It appeared there were some wrinkles in first and third defenses today that maybe we hadn't seen as much, especially maybe trying to negate that U-trip play where they try to steal second and Ace kind of slid over there to third to kind of make the runner react. Is that something that you've kind of put in, or is that something maybe you're emphasizing just to kind of control the running game?
Well, I think as we're scouting them this week, I mean, we see all those things. So there's some things that are very difficult to defend if run at a high level. And anything that they're doing, it's almost like a little bit of a give and take. So you decide what you want to cover. You can cover the bump, but you're giving up ground. You can take away the stolen bases or really work hard on mitigating the stolen bases, especially at second, but you're going to give away ground covering in the 4-hole or the 6-hole. Or so it's kind of a risk reward, and we try to balance it the best way we could to be able to play good baseball and control it for the most part.
Sam?
You and some of the players on Tuesday night talked about the importance of leadership from the players right now.
Yeah.
And it sure seems like Bryce Chance is one of those guys who's been a leader for this group. So what do you see from interacting with him, outside of the game that you can't see in the box score?
I mean, it's just the way he comes to work. I mean, it's lead by example. It's dedication. He's sweated a lot for this program and put in a lot of work, and he cares more than anybody. He was it just to see him play with the emotion that he plays with, and I think his comments on Tuesday night were spot on as far as what we want to do and what we want to accomplish as a team, and he embodies those things. It's not just him sitting up here talking about it. It's how he prepares, how he holds his teammates to the same standard, and it's just nice to have leaders like that.
Last question, Robbie.
On that at bat from Joe, they called him out. What was the explanation on that? I didn't see what the call
So
was.
the pitch clock violation. It was a
Oh.
pitch clock violation. I thought he was going to his eyes, kind of like trying to get something out of his eyes. They didn't see it that way, and it just is what it is.
See how I'm on. Steve?
Joe, we'll start with you, especially game one. It seemed to be kind of Joe day for a while. The offense got rolling, and then game two, you're 0 for 4 and come up and walk this thing off. I mean, maybe just kind of take us through your day to day.
Yeah, first and foremost, I'd like to thank my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, for allowing me the opportunity to be here. It's baseball. I was seeing it really well and getting the pitches I wanted to hit in the first game, and they were falling, and I was hitting them on the barrel. But then the second game, I felt like I was seeing him well and taking good swings too. He had a good fastball, and it was just slipping underneath on top of my barrel. But I just stayed with the formula, do whatever I can to help my team win the game, and paid off late.
Robbie?
Seems like you've kind of had that mindset since you got here. We all know your story. It's been a crazy couple years for you, and this year you weren't starting a catcher. You're playing your role, and now you're coming up in these big moments. I mean, just how do you kind of describe what it's been like these last couple years and this year specifically?
It's been a learning process, that's for sure. It's been a period of my life where I've had a lot of growth, had a lot of things happen that I don't understand why, but that's where my faith comes in. I just take every single day as it is, and really big on being where my feet are and making the most of the moment, and that's what I've been doing every day, and I'm seeing it come to fruition.
Doug?
I look across there, I don't see anybody that's brand new this year. So all of you have played here before the Super Bulldog weekend crowds and stuff, but it felt like it was the largest crowd, maybe the loudest crowd that we've had this year. I mean, what did y'all think about it? Did you feed anything off of it?
Yeah, I mean, it was electric, especially in the first game when we're starting to have that big inning and we're trying to build and build and build and build, and then especially when you have a doubleheader the second game, you're getting ready for the second game, to end the first one early is huge, to save your arms and everything like that. And I thought the fans showed up and they did a great job today, and it just felt like we were at the Dude. So I mean, I really enjoyed it.
Either one of your others?
I mean, yeah, like doubleheaders at the Dude are, awesome. The fans come out every time, so it was just great to put on a show for them today.
Steve?
Donnie, along those lines too, I mean, there's been so many times this year where you guys haven't been able to close out games. Today you close it out in 2 different fashions, and how rewarding was it to be on the bump and see your team walk it off?
Yeah, it was awesome. I know, but Stone, McPherson, Nate Dogg before me, they held the game in balance. So I'm grateful for them for giving me the chance to pitch too, it was good.
Sam?
Bryce, before your big hit in the 11th inning, the offense was in a lull a little bit for 4 or 5 innings or so. What was just kind of the message during that stretch, trying to finally break through?
Well, whenever we went to Dottie in the 11th, Ross is next to me and Garrick's next to me. I said, if we get out of this, there's no way we don't finish it in the next inning or the next half. So just you could kind of feel the momentum start to change as we're kind of in a jam, and then we immediately get out of it, and then now we're back up and hitting again. So, but yeah, the doubleheader kind of caught up to us there, I think, for both teams. Yeah, it was great to be able to be in that spot and just be able to find a way on and trust the guys behind me.
Do a couple more, Ben.
Yeah, Luke, what is it like just being part of this bullpen? I know you've had some ups and downs, but just seeing guys like Stone and McPherson and Nate Williams just throw the way they did tonight and being able to follow them.
Yeah, I mean, the bullpen's been up and down all year, but we know, like, every time Coach Parker brings us in the game, he believes in us for that moment, and so we've worked hard for the moment that he gives us. And, every time we go out there, we try to do the same thing. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, but our training will pay off.
Robbie?
Luke, what's kind of been the focus after the last couple of weeks? You had a couple of tough series on the mound. Y'all come back in these 2 games and really shove it. But what's been the difference, you think, this week that's allowed y'all to have that success?
Yeah, we got to get ahead, strike one, and then we can't waste any pitches. Like, we had a problem with the big inning, and so just get the leadoff out. It limits what the other offense can do in their playbook. So the leadoff out and makes the inning shorter, pitch counts lower, and better success.
Last question, Steve.
Right, so a lot of people want to talk about the big hits in game 1, but it really felt like to me the momentum came on that sliding catch from you in the left center field gap there. It had been trading back and forth. That seemed to be a big moment. Maybe take me through that moment, and maybe did you feel like it was your day, the Bulldogs' day, after you made that play?
Well, that inning, I was kind of talking to myself in the outfield, and I was like, okay, Pico's pitch count's getting up a little bit. We got to find a way to really get him through this inning and then the next one. And so after that, I was like, okay, I'm going to be really locked in and find a way to make this catch. And it just, when I saw it off the bat, I knew that I had a shot at it. It's kind of an awkward sliding catch, not full dive, full slide, but we're working on that. But yeah, it felt good. It felt like it translated to the bats the next half. So that was a big moment in that game.
Thank y'all.
Thanks, guys.